Hey, how's everybody? Corky here. Inspired by tunings, and I thought about doing one video with several tunings on one video, but that would make it longer than what people tend to like. So, we'll do a video on each particular tuning that I'm focusing on. Today is drop D. So, what you do is you take your low E and you lower it till it matches your D string, octave apart. And it gives it that drone sound. Now this is a very popular tuning. I first heard it with Crosby, Stills and Nash, and I expect that they were getting that from Joni Mitchell because, in my opinion, Joni Mitchell was the queen of alternate tunings, and so many of the people who use those different tunings look to Joni Mitchell. I know Eric Clapton, for a fact, flew from England to Los Angeles and went up to Laurel Canyon and sat in Mama Cass's yard just to see the tunings that Joni Mitchell did. Okay. Now, this tuning, you say, well, where does it come from? Well, God only knows who the first person was that did it on guitar, but when you make the journey through popular music and you learn different instruments, it eventually becomes clear that this type of sound comes from India, okay? And so it's no surprise, Ravi Shankar came to Monterey, California in 1967, played the pop festival, and he became a major part of the sound of the 60s. And so when you learn to play sitar, you begin to see these tunings in the instrument, the way it's played. And what characterizes it is a drone sound. But all of these tunings that I'm going to show you utilize a drone sound. Now, why would you want to use these tunings? Well, you'd want to use these tunings to get different moods. And then if you're a solo artist just playing by yourself and you don't have a band, it's a way to keep stuff going interesting while you're doing other soloing on the guitar, okay? So it's your ability to carry the song becomes greater because you've got more stuff, especially bass tones, going on. Now, these videos I'm doing are called Inspired by Tunings. Now, the idea that I got about this was from Phil Keaggy. And Phil Keaggy was talking about different tunings. I think he was talking about Dadgad, which I'll get to. But in different tunings, Phil Keaggy said he tried playing standard chords over these different tunings, and it inspired him to compose different melodies and things. So these tunings can be very inspiring. For me, for one, the D minor chord doesn't sound all that great when you're just in standard tune because of you got this low E here. But when you tune to drop D, a D minor sounds amazing. So it caused me to write this song. Started out with this sound. was a song called The Journey that I wrote. But anyway, now, in Southern rock, it's real important because it's kind of a Steve Earle Copperhead Road sound. It's a swampy sound. And in country music, which is Southern, you have a lot of players doing this drop D tuning. And when you start getting into your soloing, and this is where I first heard Stephen Stills and Black Queen, I believe, using this tuning. You're free to hit the strings because they're all in proper relationship to each other. You don't have like an E, A, and D in the same thing. And I suspect that, Stephen Stills was tuned to drop D, if not total open D, or when they did Sweet Judy Blue Eyes, at Woodstock. And you can do a lot of chording. A lot of open stuff like that. And what you have to remember is, then when you go, if you're not doing the Eastern thing where it's all one chord and chord changes. If you go into chord changes, for example, and you're going to play a standard E chord, then you're going to have to compensate for that low E string that's been tuned down to D. So you're going to, because you tuned it down a full step, you're going to have to raise the E a step by doing something like this. That when you play a G, if you want to play a more standard G, then you're going to have to, instead of doing this G here, you're going to have to compensate that low E has been tuned down to D, so you're going to have to bring it up to. That's a stretch. So what we tend to do is this right here. I got the bottom part of the G chord, and then I'm doing it. And some just do like. And now I'm muting the A string there, so I don't have to worry about that. The old bluesmen would do it, and like Mississippi John Hurt. Death Come Creeping. So it's got that swampy sound, blues sound. All right, for like fantasy rock and some Southern rock, I'm thinking particularly about bands like King's X, uh, Black Sabbath, even. Drop D is an important tuning for that. So that on the electric guitar you can do things like this. So I'm borrowing all that. So there's a world of inspiration there. What else I want to say about Drop D? That's pretty much it for now. So I went 11 minutes. So y'all have a good day and keep up with these videos I'm doing on Inspired by Tunings.